Yesterday we have chance to understand about what is ETL. That's it. What do you mean by extracting and how many types of extractings are available? What do you mean by transformation? And we saw some sample transformations, we have chance to see it. And what do you mean by loading? And we saw how many types of loadings are available, how it is processing. Now, today we'll go into the Informatica and try to understand Informatica introduction and Informatica architecture. Okay, and also we'll try to understand Informatica installation process. These are the three things what we are going to target today. Okay, let me start with the Informatica introduction. Right. Let us say I am going for Informatica introduction means, if you see here, introduction, the introduction slide. I'm trying to open the Informatica introduction slide, and also I require one more notes. I require the notes also I'm opening parallelly. In the classroom notes, I have here project classroom notes that also I've opened. Right. As part of this introduction, what exactly we are going to learn? So everyone knows like Informatica is not came today, right? Not came today. Okay, it is available from the year called as 1993. It is almost 20 years. And this is a leader in the enterprise solution products, that is true. If you say ETL side, number of projects execution wise, Informatica is leading all the projects compared to the other tools. Now, headquarters and 1999 and including 80% revenue, these all things are some kind of market strategy. And Informatica is an organization actually. Informatica is an organization. In that organization, the first tool came is Informatica only. They developed a tool. The tool they named as Informatica. Okay, whatever the name of the organization is available, with the same organization name, they kept the tool name also. Okay, right. And under the Informatica company, we have here Power Center, Power Analyzer, Super GUI, like this, a number of products are available. Out of these all products, what is market occupied, what is clicked in the market is only this product is clicked in the market. That's what we are calling it as Informatica. Actually, we need to call that as Power Center Informatica. That is the reason, if you see here, whenever I install the product, we are not getting just Informatica, we are getting here, what's our Power Center client. And also we see here Power Center Designer, Power Center Repository Manager, Power Center Workflow Manager. So why? Because under Informatica company, we have a tool. The tool is known as Power Center. That Power Center is useful for the ETL purpose. Now people are Power Center, they forgot everything and they are calling it as Informatica means it's a ETL tool. Okay, the name also, tool name also like that only it is came. You got my point? Right. Officially we need to call it is a Power Center Informatica we need to call, or Informatica Power Center we need to call. But we are leaving the Power Center, we are saying only Informatica we are saying. Okay, perfect. Now, if you go and see the certifications wise, okay, this is somewhat older document. We have different resources are available and different certifications are available. Even if you want to do the certification in previous cases, I used to have 3 certifications. One is administrator certification, designer certification, consultant certification. Now, all in one is available, sir. Okay, only one exam is going to make you all the things certified. Okay, but I strongly recommend, if you are working in any one organization, then go for the certification. Otherwise, don't go for the certification. If you require some sample questions, some previous questions, let me know. I have some questions also. I'll share those things. Okay, right. Now, let us move on to the next one that is called as what is the exactly purpose of this one. We know already extracting, transforming and loading. These are the purpose. From where we are extracting the things, it may be RDBMS, Oracle database is called as RDBMS database, SQL Server database is called as RDBMS database, DB2 database called as RDBMS database. Or it may be mainframes. Mainframes is one of the legacy system. From there also you can take it. Or it may be any other things. It may be let us say Salesforce. Directly from Salesforce, I can take the data. Or it may be Hadoop. We have the HDFS file system is available over there. Directly I can contact those file systems. Okay, in others place, we are going to get all the sources, we are going to get it. Once you take in, what is the data is available here? We have here transaction data is available, optimized for transactions, current in the nature, and normalized and denormalized data may be available here. What exactly we want to do from here? We want to do from here one activity, that activity is called as we want to do one activity, that activity is what, sir? From this I want to develop historical data or aggregate data. That's what known as data warehouse. In between these two things, we are doing one important activity that is called as transformation. That means converting this detailed data into aggregate data is called as transformation. Or cleaning the data, any dirty data is available, we are going to clean it. And consolidate your data. Okay, you may have a number of data, but you are going to consolidate. And apply business rules, whatever business rules are available, you are going to apply. Let us say you have the salary and commission is available, but you want to calculate tax. For the tax, you may have some business rule is available, that rule you are going to apply it. And denormalize the data. Here I have the normalized data is available, that we are trying to denormalize it. In the data warehousing, we are going to maintain the historical data. Historical data you are maintaining means same employee record you need to maintain a number of times also, because of the different designations you need to maintain here. That's what we are trying to convert here, normalized data into denormalized data. Right. In this one, we have mainly 5 types of tools are there. 5 types of tools are there. One is called as, let us say here I have first one that is called as repository manager. What is that? Repository manager. If you go and see all programs, then Informatica, then client, Power Center client, here I have one tool, the tool is known as Power Center Repository Manager. Power Center Repository Manager. What is the purpose of this Power Center Repository Manager is you can manage the connections. You can manage the connections. You can manage your folders. You can manage your objects. And you can manage your something else. Let us go and see here. Here you can manage your folders. We can manage your objects by using here export and import objects. I didn't connect it to any repository, that is the reason it is disabled, but I can manage export and import objects. And I can manage here security, changing the passwords or anything. If you want to do it, you can do it. And you can manage here integration services also, you can manage here. You can manage here integration services and versioning you can manage here. So this is what exactly you are trying to do in the repository manager. Second component is available, that is called as designer. Designer is mainly for the purpose of what? Creating mappings. Mapping between source and target. Mapping between source and target. How to open that one? If you go to all programs, Informatica, then client, then Power Center client, I have here Power Center designer. If you click on Power Center designer, we are going to get one window. This is what the window what we got. If you want to connect to one repository, yes, I will connect to one repository. Let us say B15RS repository I am connecting. Then you can notice here, let us say I am opening this folder also. Here I can create the n number of mappings. Even whatever you are seeing here, this is called as one mapping designer. So here we are going to create n number of mappings. We are going to create it. So what is the main advantage of this designer, sir? Creating mappings. Only one word answer is enough for me. What is the previously repository manager advantage? You can create the connections. You can manage your objects. Main advantage is I can say managing the objects, sir. Managing the objects means today you developed the development environment beautifully. Tomorrow you want to move this one into the testing environment. How you are going to move it? You need to export the objects and you need to import the objects over there or not? From development, we are going to export the objects. From testing environment, we are going to import the objects. So managing the objects is very important area which we are going to do using repository manager. Of course, remaining all things are available. Okay, those all are very small. Even in the designer also, we are going to do a number of things, but we are not talking those all things at this point of time. We can import the sources here. We can import the targets here. We can create what's that? Transformations, but I'm not talking those all things. Main activity is what, sir? Creating mapping. Main activity is creating mapping. Similarly, repository manager, main activity is what, sir? Deployment. Single word answer, what is that? Deployment. So exporting the objects, importing the objects, is that process is called as deployment. Perfect. Let us move on to the third one. Let us move on to the third one. What is the third one? Workflow manager. Main advantage is what, sir? Build and start workflows to run what, sir? Mappings. Whatever you created mapping here, that mapping is coming as an input to what? Workflow manager. Whatever mapping you created, this one, that is coming as a input. That is coming as a input to what, sir? Workflow manager. To workflow manager. That one we are trying to run here. That one we are trying to run here. So what is the advantage of this workflow manager is? What is the advantage of this workflow manager is? Only to run what, sir? To run workflows. Let us go and see this is what the workflow manager. If I click on this workflow manager, immediately I am going to get one tool. This was the tool what I got. And this tool, and in this tool we can observe here, I have here, let us say any one repository I can connect. I am connecting to this repository. Let me connect it. Then if you go to this one, here what is available, sir? Workflows are available. If you want to create one new workflow, you can create it. Now tell me, what is the workflow manager main advantage? Creating the workflows. Workflow manager main advantage is what? Creating the workflows. In the workflow, what is the input is, sir? Input is what? Whatever mapping you created, that mapping is going to be coming as the input here. Mapping is going to be coming as the input here. So that's what I am trying to tell. The fourth component is available here, that is known as workflow manager. Next one is available, that is called as administration console. Administration console. Before that, we have here one more component, that is workflow monitor. Workflow monitor. This is what, sir? Monitoring and starting the work. Something alignment is something problem here. Okay, alignment is something problem here. Okay, this is called as workflow monitor. So workflow monitor is, let us go for all programs, then go for your Informatica, then client, Power Center client. Here I have the workflow monitor. In the name itself, something is saying as I am going to monitor it. I am going to do what, sir? I am going to do monitor. Suppose you ran, let us say 20 workflows, you ran it. You schedule the 20 workflows using some Unix console, or using some DAC console, or using some Control M console. Somehow you scheduled it. Once you schedule 20 things, let us say 20 things are how it is running, which are the things are in progress, which are the things are succeeded, which are the things are failed. These are all status from where I can monitor. There is only one client that is called as workflow monitor. Workflow monitor. So if I click on this workflow monitor, then you can observe here, this is what the repositories are available. I can go and I can connect to that repository. Sorry. I can go and I can connect to that repository. Then you can see here, let me connect to this one. Let me open this folder. What you are observing over there, sir? In previous batch people, already they ran this one. That's what we are seeing here. It is succeeded. Okay, it is succeeded. Okay, if you go and understand the properties here, you can observe the properties. When it is ran, sir, 6th month, 21 day, 2014, it is ran it. Not today, not today. So really 20 things are running means automatically you can see here status, you can see it. You can see the status. Suppose I am trying to connect to the BAE RS, I am connecting. Let me connect here. Let me go to the SILOS. Here nothing is available, it seems to be. Okay. Here nothing is ran. That is what we are seeing here. Nothing we are seeing here. Nothing we are seeing here. Okay. Anyhow, what is the main purpose of workflow monitor, sir? To monitor your workflows, how the things are going on. How the things are going on. The status you can monitor it. The status you can monitor it. Next one, last one is available, that is called as administration console. If you go and see the Informatica, there I have the server, there I have the Informatica administrator homepage. This administrator homepage, the name itself something is talking about, sir, some admin activity. Suppose tomorrow you want to put your role as I worked as an administrator, then you must know one component. That component is what, sir? Administrator. If you are projecting your role as, I am a developer, means you may not be knowing this one. You may not be knowing this one. Without knowing this also, we can apply the jobs, because developer is not going to work in the administrator tool. But however, you are putting 3 or 4 years of experience, minimum knowledge is required on all the areas. So that is the reason we are going to cover admin role as well as developer role, everything we are trying to cover here. What exactly we are trying to do using administrator component? We can create some users if you want. We have here security. There you can go and you can create one new user you want to create. You can create the new user. You can create the new group. You can create the new role. Whatever you want, you can do it. Sorry. Whatever you want, you can do it. So this is what the one of the security domains are available, some services are available. These all things are going to learn it. Now, can you tell me, summarize it part? What are the tools are available? What is the main purpose of that one? Okay, what is the main purpose of that one? If you go and see here, let me go and try to understand the main purpose of each one. What is the purpose of this Power Center designer, sir? Mapping's purpose. Designer is for the purpose of mapping's purpose. What is the repository manager purpose, sir? Deployment purpose. Exporting objects, importing objects, we are going to do it. What is the main purpose of workflow manager? To create the workflows. This workflow is coming as a source is what, sir? Mapping is a source for this workflow. Next one is workflow monitor. If you want to run the n number of things, if you ran once, those things you need to monitor somewhere. That monitoring tool is what? Workflow monitor. And we have here one thing that is known as server, the server administrator home page. This is mainly for the purpose of what? Administration work. Am I clear? Right. So if people understand Informatica basic components, whatever available here. So if you learn these 5 components, I can say you are professional, you are a good experience you hold in the admin role as well as developer role. You are Informatica professional. Am I clear? Right. Let us go and try to understand remaining things from our notes. Let me go to our notes. Then Informatica 9 installation. What do you want to do? Informatica 9 installation. Right. You people already understand these are the 5 components, what you understand it. What is the version currently it is going on, sir, in the market? The currently version which is going on is Informatica 9.5 is the version what it is going on. Earlier to this version, these are the things whatever available. In my system, the version is not updated. If you go and see in my system, the version available is 9.1 only available, sir. If you go and see here 9.1. But we have the software of 9.5 also. In our machines, try to install the 9.5 only. Am I clear what I am trying to say? There is no much difference between 9.1 and 9.5 except the integration of the Hadoop environment and all. Okay, remaining all things are what, sir? One and same. So I recommend strongly install 9.5 in our laptops. Okay, in my case I didn't update the system. I need to update shortly. Am I clear? Right. Let us go and try to understand. Next points. Informatica 9 installation. It is very easiest installation, sir. It is not going to take much time also. If you have the 40 minutes of time, that is enough to install the Informatica installation. Informatica installation is not going to take much time. 40 minutes of time is enough. And Informatica software is going to work in the server and client architecture mode. Whatever I said here, these all components, right? These all components are what, sir? Are what, sir? Client. This client folder is there, right? That folder will come if you install the client software. Here we have the server. Server folder is going to come if you install what, sir? Server software. Primary concentration is you need to do how to install the server. Client is anyone can install it, sir. That is not a big deal because next only we need to do it. Not only this client, if you take any client in the softwares, nothing much story over there. Just click on the next. Fine. So how to install the server? And what is the free request before installing the Informatica server? Before installing Informatica server, you need to make sure any one database is available. It may be Oracle database, or it may be SQL Server database, or it may be DB2 database. Any one database should be available. That is the number 1 point. Number two point is we should create one user in the database. We should create one user in the database, and that user should have the table creation permission. There is nothing but connect permission and resource permission. Connect permission and resource permission. These are the two permissions should be there for that user. This is the free request. That's it. We should have what, sir? Any one database is installed in our machine, and we should have one user should be created with the required permissions are connect and resource. Safe side in our lab, if you can give the DBA permissions, you can give it grant DBA to so and so user. Okay, write this point. Free request, please write this point. Free request, please write this point. Oracle or SQL Server, etc. database should be installed. Second is what, sir? Create a user and provide connect and resource permissions. Connect and resource permissions. So these are the two activities what we need to do before doing the Informatica 9 installation. Informatica 9 installation. Now, how to download the software, from where you can download the software? You need not download the software, sir. You can go and you can get from our front office. You can go and you can get from the front office. That's the one thing. And you people, online people also, we already uploaded in the Google Drive. So you can download from there, you can download it. That is what you need to do it. And one more point I want to add, if you are using laptops, then don't install directly, sir. We have the VMware is available. There we install the Oracle database. There we install what, sir? Informatica. Everything is configured very well. That is file also very small file. It is at least 8 GB is there. That's it. The 8 GB of the file you can download anywhere, and you can play with that. What is the icon we are going to get? This is what the icon what we are going to get, VMware Workstation. If really you want to work with the Informatica, then you can click on that one, you can work over there. Okay, because morning to evening, n number of times you may be opening the laptop, maybe few times only you are going to work in the VMware, right? That is it. Sorry, we are going to work with the Informatica. That is the reason I recommend, if you are using Windows 8 or Windows 7, this kind of operating systems and all, and we have the latest laptop is available with the RAM size of 6 GB is recommended. If 4 GB also okay, but 6 GB is recommended. Then you can go and you can install the VMware and you can use this one. Am I clear? We have the VMware, everything is configured here, that is available. My admin is going to share with you people. You got my point? And yours is only less than 4 GB of the RAM is available, then I recommend direct installation. Okay, let us move on to the continuation of this one. I have here server installation. You need to double click on install.exe. This was the install.exe. Let me maximize the screen. Then you can observe here install Informatica 9.1.0 with artfix 2. Our second is what, sir? Upgrade to 9.9.1.0 with artfix 2. This is nothing but migration. If you want to migrate your things from older version to higher version, then you can use second button. As of now in your machine, nothing is available. 8.6 or 8 version is nothing is installed, right? So you need to select what's the first option. By default, first option is selected for you. Don't worry. Next one. If you go and see the next one, installation free request will be shown here. What is the free request are here? You go and observe here. Disk space requirement is 4 GB. Memory requirement is what's the RAM? 4 GB is the recommended here. Then database requirements are what, sir? You may have one Oracle should be there. IBM DB2 should be there. Microsoft SQL Server or Sybase. These are the things. And also observe here, database user account must have permissions to create and drop what, sir? Tables. That is technically called as connect and resource. Now, and views and insert updates and number of things are there. So you should have one database and one user should be available with you. That's it. You got it? Now, Free installation task is verify that you have valid license key. We need to purchase the license from the customer, that means Informatica. Then set up a database user account for the domain configuration. Here in the second point we are creating one user, right? Why this user is required, sir? Actually, we are going to create the domain of the Informatica. We are going to create the domain of the Informatica. For that purpose we require this user actually. The domain of the Informatica is nothing but some set of tables. These all tables we are going to store in the database. In my case, if you go and see, let us say SQL developer. I hope everyone knows about the SQL developer, right? SQL developer is a tool which is useful to connect to your database. Where it is available is all programs, Oracle, application development. There I have SQL developer. If I click on SQL developer, then we are going to get Oracle SQL developer. We are getting it. Under this Oracle SQL developer, I can connect to any user. In my RRI tech, at the time of installation, we used to create the domain one user. That user is called as Infa9. We used one user. That user is called as Infa9. We documented everything what we used for what software. OBW software we use these all things. Informatica software we use these things. Now I am going to that user. Let us say Infa9. I am trying to connect. If you see here somewhere Infa9 is already there. Then under the Infa9 we have here n number of tables are available. These are the tables are what we are seeing here. Am I clear? And here observe carefully. These are the some kind of folder, some kind of domain information is available, right? So these are tables. Whatever you are seeing here, these all tables. Select count star from tab. What is the table, sir? 212 tables are there. These 212 tables are called as Informatica domain tables. Informatica domain tables. So what is the information is available is audit logs, run logs, okay, and alerts, whatever available, those all things will be available. We will talk more about these all tables later point of time. As of now, you need to understand one point. That point is called as we should have set up a database user account for the domain configuration. Why this user is required? For the domain configuration purpose. To store the number of tables, these are the number of tables to store, we require a user. Now next point. Determine the port numbers to use for the node and domain services. Any software is required, some port numbers are required, sir. If you go and see, in case of my Informatica, the port numbers what it is going to use is, let us say this was the domain. And if you go and see the property, these are the properties are available here. Okay, under this domain, if you go and see here, let us say I have the node. Under the node, we can see what is the port number it is using, sir. PORT port. What is the port number? 6005 is the port number. Let us say Oracle software is going to use what is the port number by default? 1521 is the port number what it is using. Informatica software is 6005. OBW software is 7001 or 9704. These are the softwares what it is going to use it. So what I would like to say is all the softwares are going to use some by default port numbers. In case of OBW it is 7001 or 9704. In case of Informatica it is 6005. In case of ODI, if you go for ODI, we have the 29,000 something is there. What I would like to say is this is common process. It is going to use one port number. Using that port only, communication will be moving. Now, next screen. Any questions on the screen, sir? Any questions on the screen? Right. Let us move on to the next screen that is called as enter the license key. Whatever license key we are sharing, that is going to work for all the OSs. All OSs. That means it may be Unix operating system, or it may be Linux operating system, it may be Windows operating system. Minimum some kind of Unix commands, some kind of Linux commands also we need it. Whatever you needed, the things I am going to explain it down the line, don't worry. Okay, MK directory means what, sir? MK directory means what, sir? Sorry? Creating the folder. Like that, simple things at least we need to know. Like the simple things we need to know. Those things we are going to explain down the line, don't worry. So it is going to suitable for, you can install in the Unix, or you can install in the Linux, or you can install in the Windows based system, wherever you want you can install it. Most of the times in companies will recommend to go with what's Unix and Linux. As a second priority, you can go with the Windows based. Work wise, easy to work for the developer perspective, as Windows based is liked. And why? Because Unix Linux means any one simple file I need to copy, also I need to write 2 or 3 commands, which is painful area for the developer. That is the reason we recommend Windows, but security is the concern. That is the reason we are going for the Unix or Linux is the recommended. Coming to the next point, in our training room, we are going to use the Windows based only, we are going to use it. I am using here, if you go and see my computer properties, what I am using? Microsoft Windows Server 2003 32-bit version, I am using it. Okay, I too recommend you people to use Windows Server 2003 or Windows Server 2008 like that. But in your laptops means Windows 7, Windows 8 may be available. That is the reason directly installing that one, nothing will happen. Right. Next one is, by default it is going to take the location. In the C drive it is going to take it. In my case I didn't change the location. If you go to the my computer C drive, I have the software Informatica 9.1.0 in this location only available. Client I installed in the same location, server also in the same location I installed it. Client as well as server, both I installed in the same location. You also can keep that location as usual. Any questions in this step, sir? Any questions in this step? So free request is completed, license and directory we completed. Once you're done, let us move on to the next one. Guys, please go on mute. If you have any questions, you can ask it.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah.
Sir, can I direct install on my laptop, or I have to first install VMware?
What is your laptop RAM size?
RAM size, I have to check, sir. I haven't checked.
If it is more than 4 GB, then go with the VMware. If it is less than 4 GB, then go with the, then less than or equal to also, go with the direct installation. Okay, greater than 4 GB.
It's more than 4 GB.
Yeah, greater than 4 GB means yes, go with the VMware.
Okay, so administrator can help me in that, right?
Exactly. Administrator is going to connect to your PC, is going to do end to end. You do not worry about that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, right. Now, next one is available here, that is called as free installation summary. Free installation summary. What exactly from this free installation summary we are trying to understand is, what is the product we are going to install it, and what is the installation type. It is a fresh installation or only upgrade installation. 8.6 to 9 we are upgrading it, or it is a fresh installation. Installation directory, where it is going to install it, and what is the disk space requirement. This is what is required, but what is the space available in our machine. Everything is going to give the free installation summary. Let us move on to the next screen. This is what the next screen, whatever available. It is trying to do what, sir? Installing. It is going to start with the 0%. It is blend with the 100% is going to take. This step is going to take minimum 10 minutes, like that is going to take it, sir. Based on our speed of the systems, are basically this one. We cannot say static mode, this one. It may be sometimes may complete within 3 minutes also. If you have the system is 12 GB of the RAM, then you are pushing it, then it may be complete within 2 minutes. If yours is 4 GB of the RAM, then it will take 10 minutes. All depends. This step is going to take more time. That's what I would like to say. Next one is, you need to go for, next is very important thing, sir, that is called as creating a domain. For this purpose only we created the user before starting our installation process. What we are trying to do is here, we are selecting here, creating the domain. Then this is automatically enabled for you. This was the one port what it is going to use, 8443. If you go and see my URL whenever I opened, what is the URL is coming, sir? 8443 is the one port, and next port is what, sir, here? 6005. 8443 is useful to open this administration console. Internally node is running using 6005. These are the 2 port numbers what it is using. Domain is using port number. What is the port number? 8443 it is using it. So that's what we are creating a new domain. Then we are trying to enable this HTTPS as a security purpose. What is the difference between HTTP and HTTPS, sir? Security, yes or no? So HTTPS we are going to use it. That's what we are enabled, HTTPS. Down the line, whenever we are typing the URL also, we need to type here HTTP. Yes, we need to type it. That's what I mean to tell from here. Any doubts in this one? In fact, we are not disturbing this one. So this is a by default window what we are going to get it. In fact, we are not disturbing this one. By default, we are going to get these all options. Next one is we need to provide here what is your database type. It may be SQL Server, it may be Oracle, whatever it is you need to substitute. Then what is the database user ID, database password we need to provide. Before starting this one, we create the user and password, right? That we need to provide here. In my case, in our case, we provide here Infa9 is what we provided it. I capture the screenshot something else. But what I used in my machine, sir, Infa9 is the user what I used it. Infa9 is the user what I used it. Then thereafter it is going to take care remaining all parts. This is what it is coming. You need not worry about this one. Simply click on next. Okay, once you given the domain details, nothing to change here. Everything click on next. That is going to give finally this what the screen. Informatica post installation summary. This what is giving the summary window. Then this is what the client installation. Any difficult in installing server, sir? Only one care what you need to take. Before starting this process, we should have one database which is running perfectly. Second is what, sir? Second is we need to make sure the user ID is created and this user ID has the permissions to create and drop the tables. There is nothing but connect and resource permissions. This user I am going to use as a domain storage. The domain contains 212 tables it contains. 212 tables it contains. Am I clear? Now, next is very simple, that is called as client installation. How to install the client? Client we can install very simple, that is go for the click on the client installation. It is asking you want to install or you want to upgrade it. You can select only one radio button is available for both, select it. Then in the next screen it is going to separate, you want to do the installation or you want to do the upgrade. You need to select it what, sir? Installation you want to go. Then it is going to give the free request. Client you can install in our normal things also you can install, sir. Even Windows 7 and XP. Actually, strongly in any company using Windows 7 or Windows 8 or Windows XP to install the server, sir, any software server, we won't use it. Windows 7 and Windows XP, Windows 2008, these all things are what, sir? For checking the mails, installing the office work, this kind of things you can do it. But not the servers, not to deploy over there. You got my point? There is reason in companies also we are trying to recommend to install only client is recommended to install in this one. Okay, if you want to install the server, try to use a 2003 server or 2008 server so that corruption or performance, everything will be good. Next, disk space is here, 2 GB of the disk space is enough. That means previously 4 GB, this is what, sir? 2 GB, that is totally 6 GB. That is what my VMware size is, totally it came 8 GB. In that 8 GB, other 2 GB is operating system size. You got my point? Operating system and database sizes. Now let us move on to the next one that is called as choose the client tools whatever you want. Informatica developer, Informatica Power Center client, then data transformation studio, whatever you are seeing here, those all things I selected actually. Client, then developer client, then what's our Power Center client, first 2 radio buttons. Next is available here data transformations. This is came with what, sir? Server installation, not with the client installation. These 2 things only came with the client installation. If you go for the client, Power Center, developer client and Power Center client, those things are came here. But however, as Informatica resource, mainly we are going to use what, sir? This one we are going to use. These things we will see one by one concept, we will see over there. What is the purpose of those things? Right, let us move on to the next one that is called as client installation is installing this drive. Then click on the next. That is going to ask all the locations, everything it is going to give it. Finally, we can see this is 0 to 100, it is going to happen, completed this process. So these are the steps what is happening here. Installation type, free request, client tool selection, installation directory, DT Studio configuration, installation summary, installing post installation summary. Nothing we are doing, sir, in case of client installation. Simply close your eyes and try to click on next. That's it. You are getting my point? Right. Once you install the software, post installation, what are the activities you need to do? Post installation, what are the activities you need to do? In the first installation, we need to create importantly 2 services. One service is called as repository service. Second service is called as integration service after the installation. These two things we are going to do using one component. That component is called as administration console component. Administration console component. Right. Administration console is a web-based component from the version called as 8.0 version onwards. It is a web-based component. And it is useful to handle all admin activities like creating the services, creating the users, groups, providing the permissions, these all things. Then administrator is going to work only on this component. Mainly administrator is going to work with what component? Administration console component is going to work. Shall we go and start the creating depository service? Yes? So, till here, you people understand installation, that's it. We have installation is what, sir? Two softwares are there. One is server software, client software. Server software you can install just like that, you can install client software also you can install just like that. Only prerequisite is one database should be installed and one user ID should be there with you. Then you can do rest of the work very simple. You got it? Now, next is creating the repository service. What do you mean by repository service? What do you mean by repository service? Down the line, I am going to create here one source information, one target information, one transformation. These all things are storing where, sir? Repository. So storage location of Informatica objects is called as what, sir? Repository service. Simply I can say my repository service is one big bucket. My repository service is what, sir? One big bucket to store what information? It may be source, or it may be target, or it may be transformation, or it may be workflow, or it may be what, sir? Workflow, or it may be task, or it may be session, anything. Down the line in Informatica, whatever work you are going to do, that work is going to store in one location. That location is what, sir? Repository service. Repository service is a one bucket to store all our Informatica work. That's what I defined here. If you go and see, I said one point, repository service is a storage location of Informatica source, target, mapping, task, workflow, etc. information. Next, this information all together will store in database schema with the help of how many tables, sir? 511 tables. 511 tables. So we are going to create this 511 tables. We are going to create it shortly. Now here I have the step 1 that is called as starting your Informatica server. How to start your Informatica server we need to understand. You can start it by going to the start, then control panel, administrative tools, services, select Informatica 9.0.1, right click, click on start it. Can you do this one? Someone I am asking it. Neeru, I am giving control to you. I gave control. Try to do the first point. Neeru, you there? Yeah, that's correct. Go to the control panel. Services. From bottom, fourth one. That's perfect. So if you go and see the services, here I have one service. That service is called as Informatica service. Whenever you sit on the system, first thing you need to do is what, sir? You need to start your Informatica service. After you started Informatica service, give 2 minutes of time to the system so that all the process back end will be complete. Even though it is showing here started, it really not started, sir. I mean to say, underlying things are what, sir? Still processing may be happening. That is the reason, leave the system for 2 minutes, then start working on it. Got it? Now, and here we have any service, this is called as Windows service. Yes or no? It is called as Windows service. Any service you can keep here manual and automatic mode. Don't keep automatic, keep the manual. Why I am suggesting is, whenever you open your system, it is also running, means your system performance will be damaged. Suppose you are opening your system to check the mail. At that moment also unnecessarily it is running, right? That is the reason, keep your manual. Whenever you really want to work with Informatica, then start it. You got it? Now this is the one way how you can open, and one more way is there. Go to the start and run services.msc. It is a one command. It is a one command. Then automatically it is going to open what, sir? Same window it is going to open. Try to type that one. Start run services.msc. Start run. Then run we need to go. run. This is the run. Then services.ms, that's what is available already. You can click on OK. Same window we are getting or not? It is a shortcut. It is a shortcut, nothing much. So first step is completed. We started the Informatica server. Second step is what? Open administration home page. In my case already I opened here, sir. I opened here in previous. I am trying to log out so that you will get experience how to open that one. How to open that one, you'll get experience. I am trying to open this one. Try to open this one. Start all programs, Informatica server, Informatica administrator home page. Start all programs, then Informatica, stop, yes. Then there is the one, Informatica. Then we have here server. There I have the Informatica administrator home page. First one. Then automatically by default it is opening using the browser. What, sir? Internet Explorer it is opening. If you want to switch it, you can switch it. Click on the continue. In my system I have one problem, sir. Somehow in Internet Explorer it is not opening it. Automatically it is not opening it basically. If I take the same URL and I go to the Mozilla browser, if I type the same URL here, enter, automatically it is opening here. Automatically it is going to open, it is opened. What is sir administrator? This is the URL, same URL. If I type in the Internet Explorer, then also it is opening. What is the problem with the Internet Explorer, sir? Some reason it is not able to decode administrator, some reason. Okay. Anyhow, you can use the Mozilla browser, you can use it, and as it is a one-time activity, you can open this one, sir. Thereafter you can keep as a one bookmark here, so that next time onwards you can open from bookmarks. Got it? Now you can go for the username. Username is administrator, password is administrator. When you given this username and password, sir, at the time of installation. At the time of installation, the domain creation window is there, right? There you given username and password. That username and password you need to remember. That's what in my notepad. I have the username and password. What is there? Administrator is available. You got it? Right. Now click on this login. Whenever you click on the login, we are going to get one window. Then next is what? We open Informatica administrator home page. Next is creating your repository schema in the database. How to create the schema in the database? Very simple. As I said earlier, we need to store how many tables? 511 tables I need to store in the database. If I want to store this 511 tables in the database, means I require one database user ID. That database user ID I am creating using these steps. Shall we go and do that? Yes, madam. Try to open SQL Plus and type this one //sysdba. Creating a user, type this queries. Try to do it. Step 3. Yes, Niru. Start then SQL Plus, then //sysdba, and your user ID, your batch number is actually B108 batch, sir. B108 is the batch number. So in Informatica that is B108. Actually I used to track some batch numbers. Your batch number is B108. So try to create user B108 RS. We are trying to create what service, sir? Repository service we are trying to track. That is the reason repository service is RS I am giving. Identified by RR capital, I take small 1, 2, 3. RR capital, I take small 1, 2, 3. Semicolon, enter. Right. Now also you can put the semicolon and enter. Now also you can put it. Now also you can put semicolon and enter. Just type over there only. No, not like that. What I am saying is, now you can put like this and you can enter. What happened? Sorry? Invalid character it is saying. Oh, 2 times it came? Okay. Maybe she typed and I also typed. So user created. Now try to provide the permissions whatever you require here. I am providing DBA permissions I am providing. So provide the grant DBA. grant DBA to TO2 to B108 RS. Enter. Semicolon is required for end of the comment. Now also you can keep the semicolon. No, not like that. Not like that. Now keep the semicolon like this. It will be granted. Now try to connect to this one. Try to connect to this one. CONN connect. Then username is B108 RS and slash RR capital I text small 123 slash RR slash RS. Then slash, now type the RR capital I text small 123, that is the password, @ORCL. Enter. Now select count star from tab. Select count star from tab. Select count star from tab. Enter. Semicolon. Now keep semicolon, nothing will worry. How many records are there, sir, here? No tables are available in this schema. But end of our exercise, we are going to see 511 tables are going to see. 511 tables we are going to see. Let us go and try to continue with the next steps. We completed till here and we said select star from tab, no rows are there. Please note that no tables are available in this schema. Step 4, configuring repository service in the admin console. I am again asking to open the page. I already opened. Then see this one. Under domain navigator, select domain called as domain_RRA tech. If you go and see your web page, if you go and see your admin console web page, I have here, this was the admin console web page. There I am seeing here one thing that is known as what, sir? Domain_RRA tech. This one we need to select it. There I have the action menu, there I have the new, there I have Power Center repository service, Power Center repository service. That's what I am asking you to click on it. Go to the action menu, new, then click on Power Center repository service. Provide the name and these are the information. Name is whatever name you want, you can provide it, no problem. License you can select from the drop down, node also you can select from the drop down. Next window is you need to provide where you need to create these 511 tables. Just now you create one user, in that one you need to create, right? What is the database, what is the username, password, and what is the database name? These are all things you need to provide. And do I have any tables in this one, sir? No content exists, no tables are available. Create your own content. We are asking to create the new content. Then click on the OK. Automatically end of this one we are going to see 511 tables. Can you do this process? Yes, madam. So click on the Power Center repository service. Then we are seeing your name. What is the name you want to provide? Any name you can provide. I recommend to provide your batch number B108 followed by it is a repository service, right? Give the RS. Then license and node select from the drop down. License and node select from the drop down. Click on next. Click on next. Then database type. Where is your data user created, sir? Oracle database. Select it. And what is the username you just now you created? B108 RS. And what is the password? RR capital I text small 123. What is the connection string or database name? ORCL. Try to remove that one and provide ORCL. Under this user, do I have any data, sir? Any tables are available? No rows are available. No rows are available. No rows are available. That is the reason we need to select the second radio button. This is what the second radio button. No content exists. Under specified connection string, create new content. So click on finish. Now you can notice here it's trying to B108 RS. It's trying to executing the actions, creating a service content in progress. Content in progress means what, sir? If you go and execute the same statement, sorry. How many tables are there, sir? 511 tables are there. Previously we have no tables. Now we are seeing 511 tables. So these 511 tables are called as your repository tables. Your repository tables. Down the line, whatever you are going to do in Informatica, those things are going to store here. Am I clear? Right. And we have one more step is available here. Last step. This exclusive I will talk about tomorrow. I'll talk about this operating mode. What is the exclusive? I'll talk tomorrow. This is what the last step. Step 5 is available as part of this repository service creation. Then we'll move on to the integration service. Am I clear? Right. Tomorrow we'll try to continue from here. So today what you understand is, you understand just introduction about the Informatica. Then we went and we try to understand how to create the repository service and installation also. These are the 3 things what you understand. Am I clear? Right. Thank you. And one more point I want